got this shit locked up, can't nobody stop us, young nigga. I'm chasing that big bag. Everybody around me, they clutching the fire. My younger day once on ride for him. He mega, we up, and I hope that the
Suicide Boys, Stop Staring at the Shadows. Absolutely loved it, man. I felt like it was better than the last two projects they had. First of all, man, it's your boy OTC, bro. Blah, blah, blah. Y'all know how we get down. Appreciate everybody rocking with me. Anyways, man, I felt like the album or the mixtape was very well thought out. It was a step up from what I've heard from my pointer's perspective, from what I've heard from the last two projects, being I Want to Die in New Orleans and the Travis Barker collaboration project, which I wasn't feeling at all. Maybe like one song off the entire project. But this one, you pretty much saw all the Suicide Boys, their faces. You saw the dark side. You saw the real hip-hop-ish side. You saw the charismatic, the humor. You got pretty much a taste of everything. But the most important thing I got from this was a taste of nostalgia. A taste of what they sounded like in like 2015, 2016. Not as always dark and always in your face. This project was not in your face. It was not real abrasive, but it still also had that dark, evilish, psychotic side to it. Now we're just gonna break down a few of the track list. Very short project. I would consider most of the Suicide Boys projects are short. They tend to have no songs over 3 minutes. They had two songs on this project. One song on this project, Bizarro, that was over 3 minutes. Now, I went through many different phases listening to this album. One, I listened to the songs I like, and I walked around town, walking my dog, and I got a feel, so okay, cool, I like how it sounds, I like the songs that I like. Then, I did the same exact thing about the songs I did not like. And one of the songs I didn't like was Bizarro. Walking Around, still didn't like it. Megazeth, it was okay. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was when I first heard it, but still didn't like it. And the one song that I surprisingly didn't like the lyrics, didn't like the use of auto-tune, and didn't like the production, which is really rare for me when it comes to a Suicide Boys project to not like a song but the production, because I think the production is top-notch in the rap game, no matter if they're, mainstream, middle stream, or underground. Doesn't matter. I think the production is top notch, and that was I Want to Be Romanticized. Wasn't really feeling that song all the way around, not just lyric wise, not just for the auto tune, but just all around. Had many different holes I didn't feel like I liked in the song, and still to listening to it about 4 or 5 times, still didn't like the song. Now I did another test. Walking around town, listening to the 9 songs I did like, and once again, listening to the songs I didn't like. But this time, your boy had a blunt in his mouth. So I walked around town, had me a pretty nice big blunt, smoking, and every song I liked heightened ×3. And the song I thought was my favorite, starting off, One Last Look at the Damage was my favorite song on the mixtape. But after walking around and just being out, the sun is out, walking my dog and just chilling. It was a good day. It's just, like I said, it was beautiful outside. My favorite song on this is That Just Isn't Empirically Possible. Love the instrumental, love the samples, and that's another thing that brought back that nostalgic feel that I didn't necessarily get from, especially the Travis Barker collaboration, which was those samples. And I think when the Suicide Boys use samples, they use them to the best of their ability, and they put them in the right specific part of the track to give you that feel. But another song on here that surprised me, and I think I said it on a live stream. I said, if somebody listen to this song, or somebody put this song on, and they didn't tell me it was Suicide Boys, I would never guess it was Suicide Boys. And that song was And Those I Love, Thanks for Sticking Around. I thought was a very well put together song from top to bottom, from lyrics to cadence. You got some vocals, some real some singing, hitting some notes. Not the highest of high notes, but the boys, they hit some notes in there. To have that song be the last song on the mixtape, it gives hope for the next projects. I think if that song was maybe like 3rd or 4th, and maybe Bizarro was the last song, or negative or romanticize a song I didn't like, I didn't feel like was for me, I'd be like, ooh, you know, there's some good songs in there, but how'd you end? That's just in my opinion. It's just, I'm just throwing that out there. I just like how the project ended. It made me feel like, okay, they coming up, they about to come up with some new stuff. It's about to be on the line of this, try to be better than this. But I thought it was a very, very good way to end the project. A very good song. To me, it's not my favorite song, but I think it's the best song when it comes down to the full song. I think it's the best song on the project. You know, might not be the best song to smoke to or do this to, in my opinion, which it is. It's a very good song to smoke to. It's a very good song to do it. But I think it's the best thought out song. I think it's the best put together song on project. And even a song where I didn't necessarily like Scrim's part, All Dogs Go to Heaven, he killed it. I had to listen to it a couple more times, and when I was walking around, I was like, oh yeah, he killed that. What was I thinking? I was like, you know, first listening, you used to go off. You know, you just go off what you hear, you go off of what you feel, and that's what I was going off, what I was feeling and what I was hearing at that time. But as I listened to it more, I was like, damn, this nigga is killing this. Favorite song, sample. My favorite sample on here, ooh, that was a hard one because the Scope Set sample was hard, but the Whispers Indistinctly. I think Whispers Indistinctly, if that song was on any other project besides this one, where it's overshadowed by songs like One Last Look at the Damage and Putrid Pride and songs like that, these songs went on there, I feel like it'll be the best song. I feel like it'll be the best song on the project, hands down. And if it was on any other project, I feel like it'll have that top spot for the best song. It's a solid song, real solid project from the boys, from the production all the way down to the lyricism, all the way down to the bars. And like I said, it wasn't as dark and devilish and evil, but they gave you a smidgen of that. They gave you pieces of that. Even the songs I didn't like, they still gave you pieces of that. And they gave you, once again, a nostalgic feel to how, you know, some of their sounds used to be. I remember one song, I forgot what song it was, but it reminded me of a song it reminded me of songs off the project Seventh or Saint Tammany. I forgot what song it was. I think it might have been Putrid Pride. I think it might have been Putrid Pride that reminds me of a song off of Seventh or Saint Tammany. But like I said, man, excited to hear what the boys have. They had to get in their bag. They saw Ramirez. You're a G59 member, and you see Ramirez killing it. You know, his projects did very well in 2019. And he had a strong song to come out in the beginning of 2020. And I'm sure he's going to continue to put out good music all year. And Germ is doing his thing, even though I haven't linked in with Germ. I'm waiting for some bigger full project from Germ and see what he got to build off of what he did. But I feel like G59 2020 is going to be a good year. If the Suicide Boys do what I saw, what I've read about, what I've looked up of them doing 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and just giving out these projects and putting out music, staying consistent and just being on time and just doing it. It's going to be a very, very good year, not only for the Suicide Boys, but for G59 and for the underground, the hip-hop underground scene. Anyways, man, it's your boy OTC, bro. Let me know what you thought of the project. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know what songs did you like? Are some of these songs on the playlist? Or some of these songs in your top 10? Let me know how you feel about the project. Let's chop it up in the comment section, and you can say your piece. Anyways, man, it's your boy OTC, bro. I appreciate you rocking with the channel, man. Don't forget, one more thing. If the Suicide Boys, of course, we're going to have it locked down on here. If the Suicide Boys put out any music videos, which I hope they do, you know we're going to have it locked down here on the channel. And one more thing. Everybody listen up. If you made this far, probably should have said this in the beginning, but I have listened to every single Suicide Boys song there is. All right?
I have listened to every single Suicide Boys song there is. Alright?
Even me saying this, there's somebody that's gonna comment for me to react to a Suicide Boys song. Don't be that person. You, right there. You don't be that person. Let your friend be that person, but you don't be that person, all right? Alright. Anyways, man, it's your boy OTC. Bro, this is Rude Reviews, and as always, I appreciate you for rocking with me. And I'll see you. Well, see you.
Fresh about the tight shop, rolling in my drop top. Smoke around, come to the dope, smoke around, smoke around.